Believe it or not, Baldur's Gate 3 is still winning awards. In fact, they have just made history with their most recent win at the BAFTA Awards as the only game to win every major Game of the Year award. Those 5 major Game of the Year awards include the Game Awards, the Golden Joystick Awards, the DICE Awards, the Game Developer Choice Awards, and most recently, of course, the BAFTA Awards. This puts them as the only game ever to win all 5 of those awards, beating out incredible games like Elden Ring, Breath of the Wild, and God of War, which all won at least 4 out of those 5. Now, this is something that was only started to be recorded when the Game Awards came on the scene and had added a 5th major show to all these Game Awards. So about a decade or so ago. But it was still pretty incredible that they were able to do this, and it shows that how well received Baldur's Gate 3 was, not just from critics, but also from developers and from players alike. It was broadly enjoyed by a lot of people, as I'm sure many of us can attest. I mean, after all, you're watching a video on Baldur's Gate 3. And it did so against tough competition, a year that saw a cult classic sequel in Alan Wake 2, which took home its fair share of hardware itself. The odds-on favorite to win the beginning of 2023 was the much-anticipated sequel to Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and of course the console-exclusive friendly neighborhood Spider-Man 2, which also received a tremendous amount of critical acclaim. And then there was also this one space RPG that actually may or may not have bumped the release date of Baldur's Gate 3 because Baldur's Gate 3 didn't want to compete with them and the legacy of great games that they have made, and how that one kind of didn't do so hot. Now, it's not out of the realm of possibility that this record will be broken soon, especially given the self-inflicted wounds of the game industry through myriads of layoffs, through cancellations of projects, and what looks like it could be a very lean couple of years given all those things that have happened. To match this record, a game does not have to transcend Baldur's Gate 3, it just simply has to be better than the other games in that given year, or at least get lucky. But all of this got me thinking. All of this had me wondering, pondering, considering just how many awards did Baldur's Gate 3 actually win? How many awards across all the different awards, the ones that don't count as major awards, how many did they actually take home? So I went about trying to collect those numbers. And yes, of course, I will have missed some. There are going to be sites that did their own game awards that will not be included. I mean, hey, you know what? The Scuffed Game Awards wasn't included in any of this, despite the fact that Baldur's Gate 3 won RPG of the Year at the Scuffed Game Awards. Or that Scratch won Dog of the Year at the Scuffed Game Awards. Anyone who doesn't know, the Scuffed Game Awards is the award show of this channel. So, but how many did they actually win from all of the more well-known places, the well-known award shows and award websites? Well, they took home the meaning of life. 42 awards. 42 awards. That's crazy. That is a lot of hardware to take home. And I guess if you include the Scuffed Game Awards, they got 44, but I like 42 better anyway, so for now we're just gonna exclude that. Of those awards, they walked away with a stunning 11 Game of the Year awards, 27 various game awards like narrative, design, community support, player's choice, etc., and 4 individual performance awards, 3 of which went to Neil Newbin and 1 to Raphael's actor Andrew Wincott.
But isn't it amazing that here we are, we're seeing these games celebrated tonight. Thank you, BAFTA, for celebrating them. The kind of detail, the sophistication, the storytelling. How exciting to think what games could be doing in another 28 years. But it's just great to be a part of this conversation and this community. Thank you, BAFTA, for this honor. Final words have really to go to Raphael, or almost Raphael's words. What's better than a BAFTA you don't know? A BAFTA you do. Thank you.
And honestly, it's this last bit of the award, the performance award, which I really wish there had been more, because there were so many great performances from actors in Baldur's Gate 3. Whether it was the incredible narration of Amelia Tyler, the devastating performance of Samantha Bayart as Karlach, or the myriads of others. Hell, I feel guilty not including Devora Wild, Tracy Wiles, Tim Downey, Theo Solomon, Jennifer English, and so many more on that list. I mean, hell, in that list, I'm not even including the legendary J.K. Simmons or Jason Isaacs. That's how good so many of these performances were. And you know, quick fun fact, did you know that the actor for Withers, Stephen Boxer, was also the actor for His Majesty, the cat?
Hiss! I say hiss! This is my territory, and you're in it.
I could go on, but I will spare you. That's to say that this game has won a tremendous amount of awards. Everything from the coveted Developer Conference Game of the Year to Gaming Moment of the Year from OTK. Bear sex.
Huh? We do that. Apparently we were banned on TikTok because of the bear scene.
What can I say? But this game had a lot of broad appeal. I've included a list of all the awards I could find down below, so you can check them out and see what they are. But I wanted to leave you with something that was special and will always be special to me. You see, we did the first annual Scuffed Game Awards, and in that show, we had an award for the best RPG of the year. And yes, it was 100% fan voted, and it was the award that was decided the fastest out of any award. And so I got WolfheartFPS to announce the winner, and I would like to share that with you if you haven't seen it yet. WolfheartFPS, if somehow you don't know as a fan of Baldur's Gate 3, is a tremendous content creator in the RPG space, and also one of the biggest fans of Baldur's Gate 3 I have ever seen. And I actually went to Larian Studios and got to meet them and dress up in cosplay, which is pretty freaking cool. I've linked his channel down below as well. Our next award is going to be the RPG of the year. RPG of the year, and it's one where there was actually a lot of great RPGs this year. So some really fantastic ones, and I know if you ask different people, you'll probably get a different answer for what is RPG of the year. One of my good friends, for example, is a huge fan of Sea of Stars. Absolutely, like, loves Sea of Stars. I have another friend who played Starfield at least once. That was
I got that game.
Yeah, I gave you that game. I'm sorry.
well, I keep saying I need to play it, but you know, I need to play it. Yeah.
What do you have to say about one of our nominees, Baldur's Gate 3, Guybrush? Because you have been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3.
I mean, I'm still in Act 2, but at this point, I think it's safe to say that Baldur's Gate 3 has put gaming into a different league, and there is a new bar, a new standard for what a good game is. That game, if there is a museum ever of good games, like as there is for art, Baldur's Gate 3 should be there in the main exposition. It's just so good. Everything is just perfect. I don't know. It's perfect.
So with that commentary, let's roll the winner of RPG of the year.
Everyone, and thank you, Red, for having me on the Scuffed Game Awards show. It is an absolute honor to be here, and it's an honor to present an award for a category that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is the best RPG of 2023. Some of you have been playing RPGs probably since the 70s or 80s with games such as Dungeon and Pool of Radiance. Personally, I really started to get into the genre in the early 2000s with Morrowind, Fable, and then I started going backwards a little bit and getting into some of the CRPGs such as the original Baldur's Gate games. And the winner for this year's RPG of the Year award is... Nobody's going to expect this. But, oh, that's the White House. Baldur's Gate 3! Let's go, Larian Studios. Another award for Larian Studios, and well-deserved. BG3 is one of my favorite games of all time, and I think it pushes the RPG genre into the stratosphere and beyond. So congrats to Larian Studios. Congrats to another award. Thanks for having me on Scuffed Game Awards. You all enjoyed the show.
I saved you. And I'm here to save you again. The parasites are merely a symptom of a greater sickness in Faerun. The infected hear the voice of the Absolute and believe it to be a god.
The Absolute is more dangerous than you can possibly conceive. It threatens all who live. It threatens the gods, the weave, the very fabric of the universe itself.
How would you feel about helping me kill some evil bastards?
Blackith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
I'll enjoy watching you try. In mere moments, all that you have dreaded will come to pass. When the screaming stops and your mind is gone, the rest, perhaps, is silence.
Oh my god.
I still got chills. Yeah, right. I got chills at the end of that too. Like I've played that game. I'm on my second playthrough. It's just incredible. It was still like, it almost felt unfair to the other nominees who were fantastic games in their own right. But like Baldur's Gate 3 was just something else. It was an incredible RPG. Still is an incredible RPG. It's just bonkers.
I mean, people are gonna look back and, always compare one game to Baldur's Gate 3. It's like that. Mm-hmm. The same way that people did with Witcher 3, I feel like. Yeah. Now the new standard is Baldur's Gate 3. It's just so good. It
really is. Like Witcher 3 set a new standard. Now Baldur's Gate 3 has set another. And I wanna say thank you to WolfheartFPS. I reached out. I have been a fan of WolfheartFPS's content. He makes huge videos on Baldur's Gate 3. I actually went and met Larian for the final panel for Hell, and so I didn't know that he would actually just respond to me, but he has been nothing but cordial and kind and just wonderful, and I really appreciate him taking the time for the Scuffed Game Awards to announce a game that is so near and dear to his heart and his content. I felt like he was like the perfect person to announce that winner.
I've seen his videos, by the way. Whenever you search anything about Baldur's Gate, like any type of guide, it's always him in there.
He is a fantastic content creator, and I did reach out to Larian Studios to see if they had time to basically accept this award, and believe it or not, they're busy. They're quite busy.